nervously, nervously. He sat nervously on the edge of his chair. He sat nervously on the edge of his chair. Hopelessly, hopelessly. Her directions were hopelessly vague. Her directions were hopelessly vague. Officially, officially. They officially announced the news to the reporters. They officially announced the news to the reporters. Gladly, gladly. I would gladly pay extra for a good seat. I would gladly pay extra for a good seat. Loudly, loudly. The guests all laughed loudly. The guests all laughed loudly. Usefully, usefully. We could usefully spend the free time sightseeing. We could usefully spend the free time sightseeing. Closely, closely. The two ideas are very closely related. The two ideas are very closely related. Commonly, commonly. Pupils should know how to spell commonly used words. Pupils should know how to spell commonly used words. Exactly, exactly. It's exactly 5:30. It's exactly 5:30. Seriously, seriously. Let's talk seriously about your future. Let's talk seriously about your future. Mysteriously, mysteriously. My wallet had mysteriously disappeared. My wallet had mysteriously disappeared. Accidentally, accidentally. I accidentally locked myself out of the house. I accidentally locked myself out of the house. Safely, safely. The pilot landed the plane safely. The pilot landed the plane safely. Beautifully, beautifully. She looked attractive and beautifully dressed. She looked attractive and beautifully dressed. Urgently, urgently. Call me urgently if you have anything to report. Call me urgently if you have anything to report. repeatedly, repeatedly. Tom was repeatedly warned not to work so hard. Tom was repeatedly warned not to work so hard. Reluctantly, reluctantly. We have reluctantly agreed to let him go. We have reluctantly agreed to let him go. Painfully, painfully. I scraped my knee painfully on the pavement. I scraped my knee painfully on the pavement. Courageously, courageously. The police acted courageously to help the man from the crashed car. The police acted courageously to help the man from the crashed car. Bitterly, bitterly. He complained bitterly about his exam grades. He complained bitterly about his exam grades. Anxiously, anxiously. She is anxiously awaiting a decision on her future. She is anxiously awaiting a decision on her future. Tremendously, tremendously. We all enjoyed ourselves tremendously. We all enjoyed ourselves tremendously. Briefly, briefly. We spoke briefly on the phone. We spoke briefly on the phone. Fairly, fairly. I go jogging fairly regularly. I go jogging fairly regularly. Helpfully, helpfully. The staff will helpfully attend to your needs. The staff will helpfully attend to your needs. Instantly, instantly. Tell me instantly when he arrives. Tell me instantly when he arrives. Fortunately, fortunately. I was late, but fortunately the meeting hadn't started. I was late, but fortunately the meeting hadn't started. Doubtfully, doubtfully. She passed in front of a mirror and frowned doubtfully at the outfit she was wearing. She passed in front of a mirror and frowned doubtfully at the outfit she was wearing. Gracefully, gracefully. The duck landed gracefully on the water. The duck landed gracefully on the water. slowly, slowly. He slowly backed his car into the garage. He slowly backed his car into the garage. Correctly, correctly. Has the form been correctly completed? Has the form been correctly completed? Softly, softly. She was singing softly to the baby. She was singing softly to the baby. Thankfully, thankfully. There was a fire in the building, but thankfully no one was hurt. There was a fire in the building, but thankfully no one was hurt. Suddenly, suddenly. The temperature suddenly dropped to 0. The temperature suddenly dropped to 0. Enormously, enormously. The price of property has risen enormously. The price of property has risen enormously. Nicely, nicely. The business is doing quite nicely. The business is doing quite nicely. Deliberately, deliberately. They have deliberately locked us out. They have deliberately locked us out. Openly, openly. Mary talked openly about her problems. Mary talked openly about her problems. Awkwardly, awkwardly. There was an awkwardly long silence. There was an awkwardly long silence. Oddly, oddly. She's been behaving very oddly lately. She's been behaving very oddly lately. Madly, madly. I was madly in love with her. I was madly in love with her. Truly, truly. It was a truly memorable experience. It was a truly memorable experience. Poorly, poorly. The article was poorly written. The article was poorly written. Miserably, miserably. He failed miserably as an actor. He failed miserably as an actor. Deeply, deeply. I'm deeply in love with my girlfriend. I'm deeply in love with my girlfriend. Immediately. Immediately. I need to talk to the teacher immediately. I need to talk to the teacher immediately. Quickly. Quickly. However did you get here so quickly? However did you get here so quickly? Certainly. Certainly. Music can certainly enrich your life. Music can certainly enrich your life. Clearly. Clearly. All the goods are clearly priced. All the goods are clearly priced. Proudly. Proudly. The children proudly showed me their presents. The children proudly showed me their presents.